sports round. Baseball, basketball, volleyball, too. Indoor, outdoor games for you. No matter if you're tall or short, it's all enough for sports round. Sports round. Sports round. Sports round. Sports yeah.
Good evening and welcome to WeHo Sports. My name is Raul Alonso and I'm your host. Today we have a very exciting show for you. After we talked about the Olympics last week, we're going to be talking about the Olympics this week a little bit more. We're going to be talking about the big cat in the room, which was Michael Sam coming out. And we're also going to talk about some new friends of ours, the Globetrotters we met today, and a little bit about baseball. So let's get right into it and introduce our co-hosts. Welcome, guys, Mr. Bert Champagne and
Hi.
Senor George.
It's so great to be back again.
Thank you for having me.
We have an exciting show. You know that.
Do we?
So should we talk about the pink elephant in the room to start off with?
Don't talk about me just yet.
Oh, you're not
Well,
wrong.
but let's get right into it.
Let's talk about Michael Sams. He is openly gay. Came out and said, "Hey, I'm gay. Draft me," and everybody's saying, was it smart for him to come out or not smart to come out? I think it's probably one of the best things he did, because now he doesn't have that monkey on his back for somebody else to come out and say, "Look, he's gay." They already know, excuse me, that he's gay. He's come out and said it. Now let's play some football. And you know what our motto is? If you can play, you can play.
Right.
And we've said that. But Raul, now you and I've been doing the show with you for almost a year now, and we said that 4 players were going to come out. Let's see what happens.
Well, I think this is just going to open
The floodgates?
And he's going to have to be drafted regardless.
He's a great player.
You know,
Yeah.
he's a great player. He was the defensive end of the year.
Yeah, he's
And then on top of that, when he came out, I think it was great timing.
Right.
Because now people can talk about him 3 months before he goes to combine, and he don't have to worry about all of those things.
well,
and
he only came out to the media because his entire team knew he was gay.
right, from 5 years ago.
Yeah, he's been doing this for 5 years, and they all knew he was.
Hello, he played with the gay bracelet the whole year.
Right.
And you're telling me that the whole other teams did not realize he had the great gay bracelet? Come on.
Or is it that we've said all along, if you can play, you can play. They don't care if you're gay. They don't care if you're straight. They don't care what your sexual preference is. If you can play, let's play ball.
And since he's a linebacker, you know, they're not worried if he's gay. They're worried about if he's going to sack the quarterback. Because, you know, if you're a lineman, you got to block him.
We're not going to take the show to
I'm
the
not
gutter.
gonna,
I'm gonna
not
stop.
gonna go to the gutter with that,
know,
'cause,
we are going
I
to
could
keep
easily
this-
just go.
Freudian slip, I'm sorry.
But I'm not. I'm gonna refrain from that because I'm better than that today. Only today. I'm not promising
But
nothing
let's
tomorrow.
talk about the sportscaster from Texas. There is a sportscaster in Texas. He was doing his news report, and he started out with, "Oh, you know, somebody came out gay. So what?" But his line was, "We will accept somebody that does dog fighting. That's acceptable, killing dogs. A murderer, it's acceptable. Beating their wives, that's acceptable. But we can't accept somebody coming out gay. What is wrong with us?
And
I mean,
don't
come
forget
on.
the drunks.
Oh, and the drunks. And how many times have they been arrested for drugs? But you're gay, you can't play.
And
Wrong.
Well, see, Michael Irvin came in the middle of last year, and he had said, "I wish there's an openly gay player, and he's a defensive player, so he can come and really hit the quarterback and really kick some ass, so that people will end up respecting." But we all know all along that there's been gay players all along.
Oh, yeah.
But he's the
Kopay
first
came
one to
out
say.
40 years ago after
Right.
he stopped playing, and right now he is talking actually to Sam.
Of course he is.
They met together, and you know, for Kopay to see this over 40 years after he came out is just an amazing thing.
It's been 40 years, though, that now we finally have somebody that we can look up to.
And by the way, he actually brought his partner to senior day.
See, which is and I mean they all have been coming out on support, except with one of the GMs, which was pretty stupid, and they all have been attacking him. But they did a survey, and 90 or 95% of NFL players say that they're okay with having somebody gay playing in their team, because as you guys mentioned, there's a big diversity in any locker room. You're talking religious, you're talking, race, you're talking all kinds of different things, and they're all in a melting pot, all in the locker room.
And the commissioner came out and said something. Here's a quote from him, from Roger Goodell. He said, "Good for him. He's proud of who he is, and he had the courage to say it. Now he wants to play football. We have a policy prohibiting discrimination based on sexual orientation. We will have further training and make sure that everyone understands our commitment. We truly believe in diversity. This is an opportunity to demonstrate it."
Well, to that, he sent especially a report last year to all of the head honchos from the team, to every single player, that it was going to happen sooner or later, because most people don't know, but he does have a gay brother, and the new commissioner has a gay son. So either though that the subject is going to be on the table regardless, and I think by then, having a special connections with somebody gay, it opens kind of, the doors.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great thing, but I mean, nobody had touched that, they have their family members gay and stuff, and we all know all along, we have Ezra Talou, a friend of WeHo Sports.
Yes,
but he came out after.
Yes, he did, after.
And so, but we have problems, because when Jason came out, we all believed that
he would get
the
picked up.
NBA was ready. And
They're
it
not
turns
quite
out to
ready.
be not.
But you know what? Maybe next season he won't be.
Well, but he's not going to be able to play next season. I don't think they're going to pick him after having a layup the whole year. I mean, the Lakers could have used him.
Yeah.
He
The
could have
Lakers
done
could
a
use
little bit
me.
for the Jets.
The Lakers can use me.
The Lakers could have used everybody in the Special Olympics.
Yeah. It's
We're not going to touch that. But hey, you know what? Let's talk about the Olympics.
All
Let's
right.
talk about today, in case you're not wanting to hear about this.
Yeah,
don't-
turn your
Yeah,
television
Take it down for a
No,
minute.
just down, not off. Just
Just down for a little bit, but keep a good
CBS
looking camera
really
on me.
sucks.
The USA sweeps the freestyle skiing today. They swept the gold, the silver, and the bronze. And the last time this happened was in 2002, and that was on the men's half pipe. Amazing. Let's talk about medal counts right now. Germany is in first place with 7 gold, 2 silver, and 1 bronze. But USA is not counting themselves out. They have 4 golds, 2 silver, and 6 bronze. And they are in second place for the most medals. The Netherlands, I believe, are in first place with 13, and we have 12. That's amazing. But my buddy Sean White.
I know, it was so sad. I saw the whole thing, and I saw exactly what he was complaining to the Olympics,
Committee about
the snow in there. It's it wasn't hard enough for them to do their tricks, and after they turned to 3 or 4 times up in the air and they land on this soft ice, it created him to kind of screwed up, and that's how he ended up losing.
But you know what? He was gracious. He went over and hugged the
Well,
winner.
what else can you do?
You can be mad and you can and not take your lumps, or you can be a man and come up and say, "Hey, look,
I mean,
congratulations." That's what he did.
He's a great, sportsman, but when it comes down to that, he pulled out of 2 other events because he wanted to secure the gold medal in over here, and now he didn't even get no medals whatsoever.
No.
None.
He's walking. He's
so
going
he's
back
walking
on a plane.
in. Yeah,
But you know
now
what? That's
his
okay.
bag is
Sometimes
real
that
empty. But he has 3 medals already.
But
so
a lot of
why do
people
we
go
have-
home without any medals.
I think it's the experience overall,
And the exposure he's
and
gotten.
that's not like he needed it.
No, he's got all
You
those. What do you call those?
The endorsements and
Endorsements,
stuff.
yeah.
He don't need none of that stuff.
No.
Have you seen him practice these tricks? He literally goes in the middle of Vegas somewhere and build these special things for him to do his training.
Right. Well, what's amazing about that is, let's talk about the weather. Okay?
Oh, God.
It is 60 degrees in Russia.
The weather or the pleather?
The weather.
I actually heard
Carla,
that.
my friend Carla is here from New York. Anyway, It's
How you
snowing
doing, Carla?
and horrible there right now. And Carla's here from New York, and she's out here enjoying this 84 degrees weather here. And in New York, they're expecting 8 to 10 inches. All of the snow in Russia, I think 75 to 80% of it is all fake anyway.
Yeah,
And the problem is that it's not working. It's becoming slushy, and it's making it hard and dangerous for the athletes.
And they have to keep replacing it. In fact, I heard a statistic from the Huffington Post. They said it was actually hotter in Sochi than it was during any of the summer games that have been held.
Isn't that amazing?
The
Isn't
other
that crazy?
thing that really pulled my leg was, what is the President Putin doing over there trying to hug our lesbian girlfriend, Wu? Just because she won again the gold medal, and he
Yep.
just happened to walk and she was there, and he tried to do something, oh, let me hug
Political.
you because
It was
you
not
are
politi-
so
yeah.
gay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not gay,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You know.
But
You know how we feel about him.
yeah. So, I mean, that's just political bullshit.
It is.
So, you know, what
But
can we
there's
do
still a
about
few
it
more
anyway?
games. There are a few more days of,
Yeah.
of games, and then the closing ceremonies.
Which
But-
NBC
And,
will
and
butcher.
it's sad to report that the girls lost the other day against
Oh,
Canada, which,
Well,
Yeah.
you know.
they were Canada played tough. They really did.
It was a
and
good
Canada
game.
is a champion from
Yeah.
4 years ago, so, you know.
I actually watched the whole thing. I don't watch NBC. I don't. I watch the whole thing live on my BBC stream.
I do the same thing because
Yeah.
we promised here that we were not going to follow ABC because of their shenanigans and, you
Yeah.
know, all this crazy baloney that they're doing. And, you know, I seen Johnny Weir and...
By the way, we love
Where
Comcast.
did you get training, Johnny Weir?
By the way, camera on me. We
Uh-huh.
love Comcast, who may be taking over Time Warner Cable, which is our parent company.
Yeah.
We love you. Just that's a
Which
political
that
thing.
means the next time you might be seeing us worldwide.
Yeah,
Hello
that's right.
there.
Hello, Time Warner.
Hallelujah.
Coast to
We've
coast.
wanted to go coast to coast. But now
I
let's
told you.
talk about what you did today. You had an amazing day, didn't you? You were at a children's hospital.
It was a fantastic experience to be there with the Globetrotters, and you know, it was amazing. We had two other players were there.
Yeah.
Scooter Christensen and Thunder Law, and I want to give a shout out to Children's Hospital, and Lorenzo Bennett was very gracious and helped us and gave us media passes and told us what we could do and what we couldn't do, and told us which kids we could film with the Globetrotters and which ones we couldn't.
And Children's Hospital is such an amazing organization.
It is, you
With,
know, my
anything with
sisters
children.
had a baby there, and
Really?
you know,
Yeah. They do amazing
but they
work
do
over there.
amazing work, and one of the things that's one of the things why I wanted to go and see this. But if our cameraman can zoom into this right here, this is a picture that I have.
Oh, look
with
at you.
that
You-
too.
Is that going to be
Yeah.
on the opening credits of WeHo
Of course,
Sports
he
now?
has to be in the opening
Yeah.
credits. You see how tall I am? I'm taller than they.
Yeah, I see how tall you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
I wasn't wearing my high heels, by the way.
No,
So
he was in flats. He was in flats this time.
I had to be a little bit professional because I didn't know if they wanted me to play and stuff. So I had to wear my tennis shoes. So
Yeah,
but-
I think they do.
but we had some amazing footage from there, and we have been invited to go and be this Saturday at Anaheim.
Anaheim,
The Honda
they're playing,
Center.
aren't they, at the
Yeah,
Honda Center?
they're having two shows in Anaheim, and we have been invited to the later show at 7:00 and be courtside and get all these wonderful interviews
Yep.
with not just two, but the whole
The whole
team.
team.
The whole thing is that I'm just learning today that they have actually 4 teams.
Yeah, big
worldwide.
tour.
They got one team in the East, one team over here, and one team in the middle of the United States, and then they have a team in Europe.
Wow.
And plus, also for those of you that didn't know, they also have 3 women in the team.
3 women, and we.
So
uh-huh.
you know, so there's
Yeah.
no discriminations. If they know about anything, they know that, you know, and that was going to be one of my questions. You know, since they do all kinds of fundraisers and diversity for them is nothing. You know where I'm going with this on Saturday.
You're going to
I'm
ask if there are any gay players?
Yeah, and I'm asking
know,
that
hey,
question
that's what we're
about
here to-
Sam because
we're
you
here
know
for that.
people want to know, and they have been in sports. A lot of them have played professionally, and then they go
Yeah.
and join the Globetrotters.
Well, and
So-
you always not only do they do, you know, they have the teams, but they've also done TV. I mean, come on, the Globetrotters were on Gilligan's Island, but we also have to thank Lisa Carey, who's with the PR firm for the Globetrotters.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
We want to thank Lisa for allowing WeHo Sports to be there. but you can still get tickets for this weekend. So,
Right.
So come on out and
We'll
support
be
the
we'll be there
Globetrotters.
Saturday at 7. Come up and say hi to us.
And then they're going to, of course, we're going to be in Anaheim, but they're also coming to LA, and they're
Right.
going to be at Staples Center
Staples
2 shows
Sunday.
so on Sunday. So, hopefully if you can go to Anaheim, come and support them because they do a lot of great charity work. And I actually left and I was in love. I mean, Scooter Christian, he has he holds the Guinness World Record on spinning the ball in one
his finger,
on
right?
his finger over 5.1 seconds.
That's
I
wow.
tried it. They made it, and I couldn't do it. They had to hold my hand
Yeah.
to be able to hold the ball spinning. So, people say, "Oh, 5 seconds is not a whole lot." Like my co-host right here.
I didn't think it was very long, but it won
it is
1,000
a
to
long
1,000.
time because to have the ball just spin on the right way.
Yeah.
And to hold it that way, and Thunderlock, he has the record for shooting the farthest
longest
ball,
shot.
109.
109 feet.
Yeah,
And he's in the
yeah.
Guinness Book of Records,
Right,
right?
they both are.
They both are in the Guinness
and the
Book of
majority
Records.
of them are. For some reason or another, and they each one have a different charity that they really love and do. And I love the whole organization. I've been following them since you guys said it. The first time I saw them, it was in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Our Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Yes, we
see?
love Scooby-Doo.
So,
By the way, for those of you
Scooby-Doo
who
and the Harlem Globetrotters.
For those of you who don't know, 109 feet, when you're driving along and you turn on your turn signal, that's supposed to be 100 feet. So your turn signal, basically, 109 feet. It's a long way.
he literally goes to the stands where the fans are to shoot the ball from there because he does this every game.
Yeah.
That's his trademark. And he's been only with the Globetrotters for 6 months.
He's the new kid on the
He's
block.
the new kid in the
Right,
block,
right.
and of course, I had those questions if they do all kinds of crazy things, which I know they do because
Yeah.
every locker room does. Yeah,
Does,
and we're
yeah.
not Richie like the Miami, okay?
Yeah.
Because we do it here and we host sports,
Yes.
We just don't tackle each other, but we call each other names and all that kind of crazy stuff. But
I actually saw the Globetrotters at the Rose Parade. I was at the Rose Parade and they came by.
They
and
were
yeah,
in
they
this
were
year,
there.
Yes. Uh-huh.
and they're super friendly, and to see them interact and to see, Scooter after being with them for 9 years is still having doubts when they go and visit children because it's a delicate thing to do.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
dealing with kids that are in critical conditions and stuff,
Lot of
and they want to
life-threatening
make them
illnesses.
smile and things like that. And before we went to film, we were talking in the lobby, and he said the fear was that he knew if they could ask the kid to put his hand out so they could spin the
Right,
ball.
right.
So it's all kinds of emotions, for
You
them.
just don't know
and-
what the child's, how far along they are.
Yeah.
But that the whole thing they go through like a draft too.
Yeah.
They literally have coaches that go around the whole world picking up these guys to play. So
You know who they
they
should
go
get?
through an audition just like everybody else. So I was impressed to know that. I just thought, hey, because you're cute, come and play. But it doesn't
No,
work.
You
It
have
doesn't work
to
that way.
have game.
You have to have
but
talent.
You know who I think when they retire, who they need to get?
Me?
Blake Griffin.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he does all those crazy.
Commercials and stuff.
No, not the commercials. When he does all those trick shots, when he's
Oh,
doing
yeah.
those back.
The hook shots
hook
and the
shot.
jumps and the.
Talking
And
about
he's not bad to look at.
No, he's not. But talking about that, everybody can turn in this weekend
Yes.
and see the NBA All-Stars. It's this weekend.
It's this weekend.
See, we almost passed it and we didn't say nothing. But there's going to be all kinds of sexy men and girls out there, and prostitution and illegal things going on, because there's always. So I'm not trying to cover here with one finger, because it's not big enough. I need like a whole thing to cover.
We'll all put our hands together.
Yeah, yeah.
But, are we going to watch? Everybody wants to watch LeBron do the slam dunk contest, and he's not. And I think
The flop.
until he does that, he's going to get to the level of Michael Jordan. Otherwise, he will never get to that level. And you
remember
heard it here first.
I nicknamed him. We actually had a nickname, La Flop James.
But, it's amazing that you call him the Flat James, but he's putting all these different slam dunks in practice. He just put one out a couple of days ago where he throws the ball all the way in the gym, all the way to the back of the gym, and the ball bounces and he slams it right in front of it. I mean, those are normally
those are
shots
great
that they
shots.
will give you 10 and
Yeah.
everybody will go crazy. But no, he's refusing to do that, and I don't understand why.
Because if he does it and it doesn't work out, he will choke.
Yeah.
And he'll look like Mr.
But
Manning
we
at
already
the
know
Super
that
Bowl.
he's a human and he can choke.
He's
Yeah.
done it before.
He's choked many times.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before he won the ring, he was really.
All those LeBron James jokes, by the way, they still have those LeBron James
I
jokes.
know, you know, we beat that dead horse.
That will never stop, you know.
Uh-uh.
But you know, we might be looking at somebody, Carmelo Anthony, maybe coming to LA.
Well, you
There's
know, I
a
think
lot of rumors are trading
there's a
for
lot of
the
rumors that
Clippers,
they
but
need-
you know, actually, Carmelo, come closer a little bit, because I really want to talk to you and your girlfriend Lala, because I love Lala and I love your, you know, little show on TV and stuff. It's all sexy and but yeah, I think that you guys will have a great future here in LA. You know,
They could be our
Lala with
neighbors.
everything that she
Yeah.
does, you know, and him, the Lakers need somebody to join Kobe. What better way to get all your millions and still get all the famous and
Hey,
all the
Raul.
cameras and
Yeah.
cha-cha-cha?
Raul, there's a little brown on your nose there.
Yeah, I know.
now we've taken the show right to begging.
Yeah. Well,
Just
you know,
so you know, Lala, there is a seat here for you. You can
Yeah.
be on WeHo Sports.
you can come
talk
and
about
be
your
a-
man
you
all
know,
day long.
If not you, Lala, you have a cousin that's on your show and she's a lesbian. She fit right
there.
great on this chair. Yeah, I said it too. I'm not afraid.
She
You
can
know,
be
bring her
completely
on.
uncomfortable right next to me, right?
I,
here.
I like her.
Right.
I mean, they have a great show, I think.
Yes, yeah, they
and
have a
they
great
have
show.
been, you know, not a whole lot of scandals. Carmelo had a little bit of scandal, but Lala took her whip out and say, not in this
No.
household.
Bam. But let's talk about
right.
scandals and let's talk about A-Rod.
Yeah. What, the biggest scandal there
The
ever
biggest
is there?
scandal. He has agreed to drop all of his lawsuits and take the 162 game
Not
suspension.
enough.
Why I'm
Now.
not surprised.
Well, because he knew he wasn't going to win.
Yeah.
He was like swimming up like the salmon going upstream, but the bear was standing right there ready to eat him.
Well, he's,
No good.
He's a hugger. He loves the cameras. He's a hugger. That's all he wanted.
He should come here and be on WeHo Sports.
He
Yeah.
wanted a stupid publicity.
Of course he did, and
You
it didn't
know?
work, did it?
No.
It
I'm
did not
actually
work.
surprised
It did
more
not
pitchers
work.
didn't hit him with the ball. I mean, really, like Ryan Dempster did when he
Right.
smacked him with the ball. I'm surprised more players didn't do that. I know the Dodgers wanted to. If he played the Dodgers, you know, they would have put out their third string pitcher and it would just beat him right there.
I mean,
but-
us. We could have went and thrown the ball at him.
I'd be the first one to throw it,
But,
you know.
hey,
I got practice from Glasa
Yes,
softball team.
the gay and lesbian
you know?
softball team.
And they show me, and then the soccer team been showing me how to kick, so I can kick on the huevos and I can throw in the head.
Raul
so,
has very good ball handling
so,
skills.
hey.
Hey,
You're,
but
you're
let's-
absolutely right.
but
I
you
was
know
a
something?
goalie in professional soccer, so
Yes.
I do have my.
Yes, he does. He was a goalie. Let's talk about somebody that doesn't have any scandals, but is retiring. Our good friend and the one who is muy guapo. That means good looking.
Thank you for your translation.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought I
I'm-
wasn't going to understand. Thank you. You are so
you
kind.
know, Derek Jeter. He is retiring.
Pobrecito.
You know, he's going out on
Thank you,
top.
studio audience.
He is going out on top, which is great. You know,
On
no
top of
big
what?
scandals on top of a bunch of women apparently, because he was a
That's
slut.
what I was like.
What
he
did
was
George call him? What did George call
a man whore.
The man,
A man
whore.
whore.
Oh, but if somebody gay does that, what are we?
Sluts,
We're sluts.
opportunists,
Prostitutos.
lucky.
Foul
So,
language,
you know,
gentlemen.
It's,
Oh.
I mean, come on, let's be real here.
If a gay guy sleeps around, he's a slut.
Mm-hmm.
If a woman sleeps around, she's a slut. But if a straight man sleeps around, he's a man whore.
well, we can call
If a
him
gay
a
guy,
man horn.
a gay guy's
but,
a man eater.
You know,
I will not go anywhere near that.
I am
not to the
not
gutter.
going
Nuh-uh.
into that pond. No, I refuse to.
No, but I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
Let's. Okay, so we've talked about those things. Let's go right to the source. Let's talk about the epic fails at the Olympics.
Oh, I got
George,
this.
George.
take this one.
George,
This-
have you been amazing of this or what?
I have
You
been
called
following.
it.
I've been
You
following
called
this
it.
relentlessly. I am a bulldog when it comes to this. America, I am doing this for you. All right. I actually made.
West Hollywood, we're doing it for you.
West Hollywood is part of America, and hopefully when this show.
We are America.
Well, when Comcast picks us up and we go coast to coast, we will be for all of America. But for those of you watching, I actually had made a list of things that had gone wrong.
Let it happen.
Okay, I got my pin out
We
to
are
start
ready.
doing our hash.
All right, remember,
Hashtag.
NBC fail, and don't forget hashtag shut up Matt Lauer. If there's one thing I could not stand during the Olympics, it is Matt Lauer's disrespectful comments that he made throughout the entire thing. He would not pipe down. He had absolutely nothing to bring to the table. He kept it all political, and he didn't even focus anything on the Olympics themselves. It's all about the pageantry and the parade of nations. I remember last year he was like, Madagascar, a country known for a cartoon. I'm like, come on, it's an African country on the East Coast.
Well, but you're absolutely right about what you're saying.
And okay, they cut a third out. NBC cut a third out. I saw the opening ceremony 8 a.m. on my BBC stream. I saw it perfectly BBC, no commercials, the best announcers I have ever seen so far. But they cut
BBC.
But by the way, we had gotten a lot of emails and tweets about you calling it here and telling people how to work their way so they could see it on BBC.
So
People were very grateful about knowing how to do that. So
we're here for you, WeHo.
Yes.
We will give you the update information that you need to know. But I do have to say real quick before we go on about all these fails, poor Bob Costner. Costner's up in his eyes.